CMP, CJ Mills here. This is episode 14, and we're going to talk about facilitation. So we're going to talk about the what, the why, and the how. So facilitation, what is it? I'm just going to read you guys the definition. It's easiest to do it. So facilitation, any activity that makes tasks easy for others or tasks that are assisted. So a facilitator is someone that sort of, works with groups to make things more effectively. But in regular words, think of if you go to church, the usher facilitates the crowd, make sure that they're able to get through the aisles. If you're a coach, you're going to help to facilitate the development of a player. Maybe you're a business coach or a personal trainer or a strength coach. You're going to facilitate the development of that person. If you're a teacher or if you're a parent, you're going to facilitate the development and the growth of a child. So that's what we do as facilitators. I mean, even think if you had a garden, you fertilize the plants, you put mulch around them, you make sure it gets good sunlight, it's got good nutrients. If you need to stake it up, whatever it is that you're doing, you're making sure that you're facilitating the development and the growth of that. So that's what facilitation is. It's sort of just making things easy, right? All right, so then why? Why is facilitation used? All right, so in project management, facilitation is typically used to make sure that the designing and running of meetings are successful. That's why it's typically used. But again, in life, we might facilitate the development of our kids in terms of their academic work or in terms of their self-esteem. All right, so let's bring it back to project management for a second. So it's all about meeting management. It's all about making sure that everybody's going to be on the same page, that you're not wasting a bunch of time, that they all have the same idea, the same goal. So when you facilitate a meeting, it's your job to sort of solve problems, put out fires, and keep everybody on the same page. That's why it's used. It's used because if not, there would be chaos. Somebody has to be in a room that's sort of a third party, that's neutral, that can see both sides, that can play devil's advocate, that can make sure that they sort of shut down some situations, right? There's going to be times where you have sort of side conversations. You got to know when to shut those down, and you have to know when to sort of let them go on. And that's why facilitation is used, because somebody has to be in a room that can sort of feel the pulse of the room and make sure that, it is okay for us to go off on this tangent. This is pretty good. I see the value of it. Or, let me shut this down. But do it in sort of a manner that's still, respectful and that keeps everybody moving forward and keeps everybody open. So that's why it's used. So again, what is facilitation? Just making things easy. Whether you're a coach facilitating the development of a child or a person who's facilitating the development of some plants that you might have put in your garden. And then why is it used? Well, again, this is about project management. So project management is using facilitation to ensure that all of our meetings are running smoothly and that we're not wasting time. All right, so now that's the what, that's the why. Let's get to the how. How do you facilitate? So a lot of it is about solving problems. A lot of it is about communication. Right, but let's start on the communication side. It's sort of the idea of, can you ask the questions that you probably know the answer to, but you can tell that the person who's sitting in the back corner, based on their eye contact and their body language, they don't quite get it? Do you ask questions when people use acronyms that, again, you probably know what they mean, but you want to make sure that everybody understands what some particular acronym means? Right? You got to be able to drive meetings in that manner so that a common understanding is taking place with everybody. It's the idea that can you work the room? Can you have a couple of people on one side that are doing some work on a whiteboard, and you have another 2 or 3 people that are huddled down on the desk and they're sort of thinking about what the next move is, and at the end bring everybody back together from this meeting into a work session and have everybody sort of provide their input. That's how you do it. It's the ability to get folks from different aspects of your company, people in legal and IT and HR and marketing, and you have to sort of be the person that the communication is running through you, and you're making sure that everybody understands it. So I'll use this time to pay homage to Reggie Jackson, because we're getting to the postseason for baseball. Some of you baseball fans, Reggie Jackson was a player with the New York Yankees, and he famously made the comment that I'm the straw that steers the drink. And that's the idea of being a facilitator. Is like you're sort of making sure that everything is being churned, and whatever that drink is that your group is going to produce, it's going to taste really, really good. So that's the idea of facilitation. What is it? It's sort of just making things easy, making something easier. Why is it used? It's used in meeting management, typically in project management, but in your lives, you can facilitate just about anything. And how do you do it? Lots of communication, lots of problem solving, lots of sort of in the moment, being real fluid and real dynamic with your problem solving techniques, your facilitation skills. I mean, it's the idea of sometimes when do you withdraw, when do you avoid some conflicts, or when do you force it? When do you smooth things over with people versus maybe when do you get people to compromise and give things up? Or the best bet is when can you make everybody collaborate and work together and come to a common agreement? So that's how you facilitate is you use those type of skills, you use those problem solving skills. So I hope this information has been incredibly useful. I know a lot of us can get our times back. You're going to spend 62 hours in meetings this month. All right, that's the average. The average person in corporate America spends 62 hours in meetings, and 31 of those hours are wasted, causing about $8 billion a year to be wasted. Don't be a part of that $8 billion. Put some money back in your pocket. Facilitate your meetings. Make sure they go smoothly. All right, so here's one more how for you guys, because that's sort of on the personal side. That's something that you guys will have to work in. But here's what you can do to immediately facilitate meetings. All right, so one of the things you can do, start them 5 minutes before the hour or 5 minutes after the hour. If you start them 5 minutes early, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, this meeting's early, and they're going to get there. Or if you start them 5 minutes later, well, they're going to know. Maybe you're at a culture where a company is in meetings all day, they're back to back, do it that way. The next thing you guys can also do is schedule those meetings to be 20 minutes or 40 minutes. Don't do the half hour, don't do the full hour. Schedule it for 40 minutes, watch yourself get it done in a half hour. Schedule it for 20 minutes, watch yourself get it done in 15. It's one of those things it's psychological. All right, and make sure that you give people information beforehand and tell them your expectations so that when you guys meet, you're not going over the information at that moment, you're making a decision. So those are the 3 tips I have for you guys. So please share this video. We all can spend less time in meetings and get those hours back and actually create something that's really good. If you guys have any comments, anything else that you want to know about meeting management, please type it in, let me know. I'll be happy to answer these questions. And just a reminder to you guys, this is episode 14, so episode 15 is happening this Wednesday around 9 o'clock is about the time that you guys prefer. Maybe you want a little bit earlier, let me know. But we'll have something special for episode 15 for you guys. So in the meanwhile, again, please share this video and create solutions, adapt processes, and think strategically. You guys have a good night.